Hi everyone, I'm James, Deputy Chair of Insurtech UK, and I'm delighted to say I'm joined today with a fireside chat with Mark Andrews, Insurance Director at Altus, who are one of Insurtech UK's partners. So Mark, let's kick off. Tell us a little bit about what Altus do, and yeah.
Absolutely. So Altus are a financial services focused consultancy with specific domain expertise in insurance and investment. So that's our focus. The company is, well, we're just about to start our 15th year of trading. I've been with the company for 13 years, so I've seen us grow from startup, as a lot of the Insurtech UK members are at the moment, all the way to, I guess you call it boutique consultancy now. We're not a mass market consultancy. We're very much focused on the domains that we work in. So yeah, we're pretty proud of that really. So we don't try and go for every single part of financial services. We get very specific domain experts who know their stuff. We work for the tier one insurers, most of the tier one insurers, not all of them, but most of them. And the sort of work we get involved in is tech and operational transformation programs. Some of the advisory pieces as well. So where's the market going? What regs are going to impact us in the next few years? But yeah, that's very much our focus.
Fantastic. And what drew you towards working with Insurtech UK? You don't have to blow any trumpets here, not flatter us too much.
I mean, it was easy for us really. So we've been working with more of the established tech companies over the last 10, 12 years, and the insurers as well. And a lot of those programs, a lot of those tech transformation programs tend to be long and slow and expensive. And we got involved in the fintech space, the wider fintech space, probably 6 or 7 years ago. That was a bubble that was starting to grow. 2 years ago, we ran our own event actually. We had Dylan and we had Steve, so Bought My Many and Social, 2 of your founding members. Yeah. We had those guys, and in fact Matt was there, Track My Risks. So we had those guys there. And we started writing white papers and doing a bit of research about it, and got very excited about the Insurtech space. And that has continued over the last 2-3 years. There's a lot of stuff to know about Insurtech companies. Insurtech UK came along at the back end of last year, and it was pretty much a no-brainer for us to get involved in. The calibre of the startup members, or the founding members rather, and pretty quickly got on a whole load of really good established Insurtechs that we knew well. So yeah, a no-brainer for us to get involved, and not just from a huge number of conferences out there, but actually your mission and what you're trying to do was particularly something that interested us.
That's great to hear. No-brainer is always kind words.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, it's always been our view. Get a lot of founders in the same place. They're going to do lots of great things. So yeah, we're delighted to be working with you. I mean, it goes without saying, we know that it's a new organisation. So there was lots of Insurtech before we arrived to the scene. But I think since you guys have joined, we've already been doing some collaboration. Do you want to tell us a little bit about some of the work we did? I know we had a great event at Salesforce Tower where you guys presented. So
yeah, that was the starting of it. And so over the last dozen years that I've been working with Altus, we've worked with a number of tech companies, a number of insurance companies, and we've hired lots of industry specialists who really know their stuff. We've condensed all of that knowledge into one of our insurance models. We call it the capability framework. It's essentially the things that you need to do as an insurance business. Not how you do it, not who does it, but just the things, the capabilities you need to do. That's a very well-engineered model, 2,000 or so capabilities, and we've started to map each of the Insurtech members against that model. It can be a long, drawn-out process, but it's going to be a really valuable one.
We've got so
for
many
us
members, it's going to take you a while,
It could take a long time. It could take a long time, but we've got through a dozen or so already. And also outside of the Insurtech UK, there's other Insurtechs and tech companies that we've also mapped against it. It's really valuable for our clients, for our insurance clients, to understand what's out there in the market. If they have gaps in their business where they're looking for particular technology or ops or propositions, then we can easily come up with it's probably one of these, or this is a starting point for it. So we hope it's going to be a value both to the Insurtech UK association and its members, but also for our clients as well. So that's something we're working on now, and we're working through it, and will be over the next few weeks and months, no doubt.
Well, something of that scale is a work in progress. It's always evolving, and there's such a big industry globally as well for Insurtech. So we're excited to keep engaging with that. I mean, you've mentioned you've got a real focus on where the future's heading. I know there's a couple of areas you've got a particular interest and focus in. Dual pricing, of course, and digital transformation. So which one should we start with?
Let's start with dual pricing. It's going to be a sticky one, and it's probably one close to your heart as well. It's an area where we've blogged a lot and spoken a lot about over the last few years, and I personally, I don't think the introduction of price comparison websites has been overall a good thing for the insurance industry. It's made price be the number one factor for people buying insurance. I
think I heard someone say the other day it would be like making looks the only thing for falling in love.
Right.
Which I think is a good way of putting it.
There's something underneath there.
Yeah, there's got to be more to it, right?
So I've talked a lot about coverage comparison websites. Maybe there's a marketplace out there, James, for
there might be,
for a way of comparing products. But I don't think it's been a great thing. It's going to be really interesting over the next year. I think FCA have pushed it back until October, their initial study, but it's going to be really interesting over the next 6 months to see where that goes. I think there could be a lot of maybe insurance carriers who are going to be caught out by the dual pricing piece.
So I always like to push back against the dual pricing issue because there are two dual pricing issues ultimately. One being, as we've talked about, the other being potentially intermediated versus direct carriers. Do you think enough conversations happening with that at the moment? A lot of our members will be interested in the intermediated pricing differences they get from some carriers. Is it rational, fair? Where can Insurtech start to try and unpick that so they feel like they're getting the same product that the customer is when they're going direct?
Yeah, and it really there needs to be more education for customers into what they're buying and how they're buying it. So it's not all about price. If you have a more complex product that does need a broker or an intermediary to help you select the product, then you're going to be paying for that service. So I think there's still a market for brokers and intermediaries to help customers with insurance. But insurance is not a commodity product that can be traded like utilities and broadband and those sorts of things. So, I think, as I said, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Yeah,
it's more of a sector education piece, isn't it, for that?
Well, a customer education piece, and customers need to be interested in insurance, which,
it's never an easy sell. Let's be pragmatic. It's not the first thing people think about when they go.
No.
That being said, the industry is undergoing a massive transformation. When we talk about digital transformation, I mean, my word, it's a huge subject, isn't it? What do you think are the key threads and themes from transformation that you guys are picking up on, or members should be aware of?
I think it's an opportunity for insurance companies to engage better with customers. They speak to them once a year if they're lucky. There's a real focus on costs or reducing costs at insurance companies. So having digital services available seems like a no-brainer. So we've seen quote and buy being the main focus. I think we did a piece of research. We do it every year, but most of the brands that are involved in the personal line space can do a quote and buy on the web without you having to pick up the phone. It then reduces to about 50%, probably less than 50% with renewals, 30-40% for midterms.
Wow.
Claims is less than 10%. So it's a huge opportunity to engage more with your customers digitally, but also to reduce costs for insurance companies.
And do you think that that's a key focus purely in personal lines at the moment? Because, I mean, I know of one carrier, they've got a lot of delegated authorities and only about half of them are even digitised with any kind of quote engine, whether it's buyer-facing or otherwise.
Yes, I think it's mostly focused on personal lines, and that's where our research has been focused as well. So in the broker space, it's trickier. Our focus is very much on personal lines.
Fantastic. Well, look, it's been a fantastic conversation. On behalf of the members of Insurtech UK, again, thank you guys for your support.
Pleasure.
We look forward to working with you. And I would say to the members as well, do get in contact with Altus if you've got ideas or questions or ways of collaborating. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and look out for more Fireside chats soon with other members of the council.